Welcome. I'm Z, and this is Single Mom and Got a Life, where I try to navigate through finances, motherhood, being single, and everything in between. And I bring you guys along for the journey to hold me accountable. So this is my, I don't know why I closed it up, but this is my emergency fund and my debt update with a little challenge update and some taxes and bankruptcy updates, so on and so forth. But we're going to go ahead and get into the meat of everything, which is what we came here for, which is the first and foremost. Oh my goodness, somebody's calling. So irritating. I always receive notification from the school about every single thing. Well, from the school system, I guess. Like, I have no child going to kindergarten. Why can't I be exempt from some of these messages? Oh my goodness. So back to what I was saying is we're going to talk about the emergency fund first. This is my emergency fund worksheet. This is a worksheet I created for myself and my household. These are the items at this current time that I feel will best keep my home afloat for 1 month, 3 months, 6 months. Okay, in the event that I lose my income. Okay, it is bare bones. I choose to remove things out of the equation that I can go without for months. Okay. From the last update, I did decide that I wasn't going to make any changes to my insurances. Though the insurance has changed, there has been a change in insurance, change in internet situation, so I'm not going to make any movement at this point. I'm just going to work towards a goal. If I was to lose my income, I would need $2,498.46 to cover 1 month of those expenses. So then the next thing is my emergency fund progress. This is what we actually come to see. Let me get the ink pen out. So as far as where I'm at, my current emergency fund balance is $5,384.69. Okay. With the emergency fund progress, the sheet is another one that I created, and this kind of helps me in a way to determine where I'm at in the process. So the first thing is, in order to cover 1 month, I need $2,498.46. Based on this, I have met that goal, so I put a check, and that means I don't need anything to cover the 1 month. For 3 months, I need $7,496.88. At this time, I have not reached that goal, so I put an X there, and I simply just take the total amount, the 749688, and I minus the current balance, and that's how much I need to actually reach this goal, $2,112.19. I do the same thing for the 6 months. Of course, we haven't met that, so let's go ahead and minus what I'll need for 6 months. So to cover 6 months, I need $14,993.76. I have $5,384.69. So I still need $9,609.07. So that is my emergency fund progress at this current time. And then we go to our emergency fund savings tracker. My goal is to get my 3 months with the savings tracker by using the 26-week money savings challenge. So for my last check-in, we had some deposit and we had interest. So since our last check-in, I've done 2 envelope system deposits, and if you're new, what I do is my envelope system, some of my categories, I zero them out bi-weekly, and whatever is remaining, I send to my savings. And so I was able to do that twice since the last check-in. The first was $26.62, and the second was $10.46. I did receive my interest from my main savings account of $1.37. My second one hasn't come in, and usually I do this after the second one comes in, but I'm going to go ahead and do it now. Might as well get it out the way. What's today? I never remember what the day is. The 13th? So, I think today's 13th. But I usually do it after the 15th of each month because that's when my second interest from my smaller savings account interest come in. But I'm just going to go ahead and do it now and keep it moving, okay? And I did budget this time money from out of my main income of $171.68, and so I sent that. So based on the totals, and here, let's see what we have to work with. And because I know that last time I zeroed out, well, not zeroed out, I made it even, the amount that I was sending, I know that there's no leftovers, and I can start from there. So $210.13. So what we're actually going to do is, this is a 26-week money saving challenge that was introduced to me by Playing Your One Life with Britt. And based on that, what I am going to do, and I didn't bring the other markers in, so we're going to use this and hopefully it don't bleed through. I'm going to do 100 and 110 block, because this is kind of bare over here. Let's give it a little color. So let's see what happens when I use this pink. It like makes it run. That's why I don't really care for it. But we make it do what it do. All right, so we got some color over there. And what I'm going to do, because the only way to even this out personally for me is to make it $10, and I haven't closed out the month yet, so I'm not going to go ahead and bother it. What I'm going to do is just put my little notation here of 13 cents, so when I come back to this, I'll know exactly what's going on. All right, so let's slide this out, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the purple, and I'm actually going to highlight where I ended so I know where to count from when it's time the next time I do this. All right, so this is for our emergency fund. Let's go ahead and talk about our debt, and this is some monthly debt update sheet that I actually purchased from why am I Jennifer Bleacher. I don't know why I caught a blank, but Jennifer Bleacher with Life in Envelopes here on YouTube, Instagram, and she has an Etsy shop, and I've been using this worksheet since September of last year. So yeah, so I like it, I keep it, I have no problem with it, and I don't know why my light's doing a whole bunch of blinking, but let's go ahead and talk about this. So when we left off, I had made a large debt payment to my loan SBL3, and I was just waiting for my payroll deduction to come out in order to have this fully paid. So since then, there has been a payment made of $14.67, and the reason why it's a difference is because of the interest. Now, interest and principal both goes to my 401k, but it's still, I have to be charged for that. So the actual payment that came out of my check was $14.67. Another thing I discovered is this actually has an annual percentage rate of 6.5%. And I'm not really sure why. I thought it was 6%. I think it was because the other one was 6%, but this one went up and I never changed it and noticed it, but whatever. So the amount that was actually paid for the debt, because what was remaining was $14.63. So that leaves with a zero balance. Yes. And this was actually completed on, I believe, the 26th. Let me just double check when that was completed. On the 29th. So the 29th, so I met my goal of March because this was paid off by then. So SBL2 is the next loan that I've been working on. And the starting balance was $1,387.35. There was a lot of activity going on with this because it was March Madness money. And so I was participating in that. And my goal was to send a payment every week. And so initially I went ahead and I sent $164. So that was the first week's challenge earnings. And then I got cold feet because I just feel more comfortable with any extra money that comes in, that it actually stays into the account until the end of the month, whereas I know that everything's covered, and if anything comes up, I can reallocate that money. So I did send a 164. I got cold feet. My normal payment of $17.41 was taken out. Then at the end of March, I did go ahead and send the remaining balance for March Madness, which was like $394, I believe, dollars. But I decided to zero out my sinking funds, and I was able to round that number to $398. Okay, so then, and that was sent on April 1st. So then on the 6th, it was actually on the 2nd. I just felt like, there's going to be some changes happening this month with my pay. I just didn't want to go into a new, I guess, I don't know what you call it, but this is the last contract year. And so this is going to be my last raise of this contract. I just didn't want to go into it with a debt. Even though I was close to paying it off, I just didn't want it to start off that way. So something told me, go ahead, you got it, send it. So I ended up sending a payment of $788.71. Yes, I did. On April 6th, I did that. Last week. Exactly a week ago. On a Tuesday. In the middle of the day. I just did it. Okay. I was a little nervous with doing it, but I decided that it was best for me, and I felt such a relief doing it. Okay, so I went ahead and did that, and then I was paid later on that Friday the 9th, and because the payments, even though they're taken out of my payroll on the 9th, it doesn't process on the loan until the 12th. So the next payment of $17.41 came out on the 12th, which was yesterday, because today is the 13th. And so this is how much I've paid since our last check-in. Yes, $1,385.53. Yeah, I did that. This is also 6.5% as well. Again, I'm not sure if it changed or not. I'm going to actually look at it paperwork because I think it changed and I just didn't notice. And if it did change, I am so glad that I went ahead and got these over with, because who wants to have this lingering over your head? Even though both the interest and the principal is coming back to me. No. We don't want that. So because there is interest, the amount that was actually paid to the debt was $1,373.84. So let's go to what our starting balance was, which was $1,387.35. Let's minus $1,373.84. So that's $13.51 that is left on this balance of this loan. So what's going to happen is the next payroll deduction, which is next week, it will probably show like $13.51 plus probably 3 cents. So the actual payment may be $13.53. I'm just guesstimating. But again, it will be paid off by the end of next week and way before my deadline on May 7th. And I'm excited about that. As far as my car loan, I just did my normal payment of $280.14. No biggie there. It is part of that rate reduction I was telling you about, and the rate reduction started April 1st. So this actually rate is now 14.49%. As stated before, it will reduce all the way down to 14% and then it will level off. I'm not sure how I'm going to attack this going forward, because I definitely want to get my emergency fund actually fully funded. I need to get that fully funded at a comfortable rate for myself. Okay, so we still got some work to do, but we're going to take a break. I already told y'all, I gave y'all a heads up. It's going to be a break. It's going to be a mental break. So it ain't going to be no big numbers coming this way towards debt prior to July. So the amount that actually was applied to the loan itself, the principal amount, is $144.13. Now, because I am paying a month ahead, like the payment I just made this past Friday was May's payment, so the next payment I actually have to make is in June, but I'm keeping on that rotation. I pay it every month regardless, because I'm making that extra payment of the year. That is allowing for me to pay more towards principal than towards interest, and I'm all happy about that. So let's see what the ending balance is at this point. All right, so $11,465.18. Now, this is the student loans. We still don't know about the student loans. At this point, we won't know until everything is clear with the bankruptcy. And when I'm done with this, I'll give you a little bit update so we can kind of see where we're at with that. So at this present time, with these two debts, $11,478.69 is left. So that's the ending balance. So we're going to just put that here in both spots. I'm hoping I can see all that. If not, my bad. And then we're going to first minus it. So I'm just going to put a negative here, and then I'm just going to add 1301129, and the debt paid off this month is $1,532.60. The debt that I've paid so far for the year, even though the year just started, but it's about to end tomorrow, y'all. That's how fast it's going. I paid off $3,416.85. So I totally almost forgot this. I gotta do this. This makes everybody happy when I'm doing this, right? Almost to the finish line. Such a relief. Almost there, y'all. All right, back to the video. Okay. Okay. I'm excited about that. It's definitely showing the progress, and that's where we want it to be at. So I'm going to close this up. And I am going to first talk about my taxes. So right now my tax savings account is sitting at $1,269.08. I have not received the money owed from the individual because they're waiting, so they're making me wait. So I will not meet my deadline of paying the IRS, state, and federal off by April 15th. Now, let me tell you, there is a little inkling in me to go ahead and pull from a savings account in order to pay this off. I'm on the fence of that, and I feel some type of way. That's where we're sitting now with the taxes. The bankruptcy update. So I did go ahead and log into the online system to see where we're at in regards to that, because something looked strange. And one thing that looked strange was the amount that was left to pay. And so I ended up printing up some paperwork, and the April payment has posted, but it has not been distributed. So the current numbers reflecting that I may need to make one more payment in May. So, but I did check the status, and it says close to complete, about complete, or something like that. I'll show it somewhere here. But yeah, so I'm just feeling like I'm just gonna plan for additional payment in May, and if I wasn't supposed to send it, or I sent too much, of course they'll send it back to me. When? I don't know. Interest? I bet not, but it is what it is. So those are my two updates there. Additionally, the Make It Rain challenge. Okay. So week 2 has passed. We're currently in week 3. I haven't really done anything. I've been really chilling because I really supposed to chill on my vacation, but I didn't. But for the Make It Rain challenge, the first week was $241. We discussed that. And right now, week 2, I was able to send $283 to this challenge. Okay. And I'm happy about this. I'm happy with my overall progress for the week. And you definitely should have seen that total thus far. But I'm happy that I was able to send this here, because this helped not only go towards the 2 goals that I'm working on. And it's kind of weird how I'm doing it, because what I'm doing is I'm mixing up the weeks of what's getting the money. And so when I do the final reveal, I'll break it down how the money is going to be split. But that's how I'm doing. I'm trying to work on all these little mini goals inside of here in order to reach my ultimate goal. The last challenge that I'm a part of is the April showers challenge. And at this point, it has rained 4 days since 3 days since the last check. And I think I did point out that it rained on Thursday, but I didn't know. And it rained later on that Friday. It rained in early part of Saturday, and it rained in early part of Sunday. It didn't rain yesterday, and I have to check before I put a cross there, or that it didn't rain today, or it's not going to rain. Plus, it's still early. Still got time. Okay. So at this point, we have $40 here that's going to be dedicated towards this challenge as well. So we'll talk about that at the end of the month, what we're going to do with that and what debt is it going to go towards, if any debt at all. Okay. So this is my updates for my challenges, for my emergency fund, for my debt. Yes, if you're new to my channel, I would love for you to be part of my village. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. To all my returning subscribers, thank you. Everyone, please hit that like button and share this with your family, your friends, and your coworkers. Peace out.